This is Grimm Grinner on all channels.
The Badlands River, working corporations is an insidious agent. Fire and stunning gates, devastation to the wastes, the desolated. Do not trust him.
Welcome to the wastes.
Afternoon Wasteland, or I guess however much I'm transmitting to. This is Grimm Grinner, voice of the wastes, coming at you via the small transmitter I was able to jury-rig to my bike before heading out on the road. Luckily, I did have some help with it, so I should be getting as clean a signal as I usually do, but with where I am, that's debatable. Oh, and where might I be, dear listeners? I'm at an interesting scavenging location with a fair amount of odd stories attached to it, provided to me by Gob and Grimm, traveling traders operating the Layton Outpost. Before I go further, I'm just going to have to say that those two, for the odd reputation they have, probably some of the loveliest scavengers I've had the pleasure of meeting in a long time. Bit pushy to try and get some food scraps, but reasonable and fun to work with. Hell, might even join up with them if things keep going the way they've been the last few weeks. Do have a G name. God, Grimm? Yeah. Anyways, the location I'm transmitting out of. So, I'm at a small cabin known as the Dead Man's Cabin, out on the edge of one of the static lakes. From what I heard from Gob and Grimm, as well as a couple other scavengers on my way here, it's not the most pleasant of places to hole up in for long. Talk of strange noises at night, odd hallucinations that seem way too vivid to be tricks of the mind, and wastelanders going missing. It all sounds like a tale you'd hear from old Seymour Dickens, if I'm being honest. I even caught word from a wanderer that odd monstrosities have been rumored to call the cabin their home. Undead things and creepy crawlies. Which, in a world of ferals and weird shady corporate facilities, I wouldn't be surprised. But, y'all know me. I take those stories with a grain of salt. At any rate, I've been checking the place out, but aside from some weird old world tapes that don't seem to readily have a player for me to listen to them, and some small scraps of supplies other folks have left behind, there's really not much to be seen. Thinking this might have just been a clever prank that someone roped Gob and Grimm into pulling on me. Which, I mean, I appreciate it, but... shit. Hey, whoever might be there, I'm armed. If you're looking to loot, I'm not the target you want today. Well, fuck. Guess I'm not staying here for much longer. See you in the way.
And, I'm, back, Wasteland Wanderers. That was something. So, the supplies I was able to scrounge before being cut off made it back with me a few clicks from the Dead Man's Cabin, since something was feeling off. Holed up in a different cabin that seems relatively intact, with little in the way of anything creepy other than the remains of the people who came here seeking refuge during the fall. Not much to scrounge together, but a few cans of something that resembled ravioli, I think. At any rate, it went down easy and wasn't giving off any radiation, so that's a plus. As for why I tailed it out of there, the whole time I was transmitting, I felt like I was being watched. I don't know if anyone else could hear it over my transmitter, but I certainly was not alone in that cabin. So I took what I could, including that weird bag of tapes, and booked it. Hopped on my bike, and I drove until I found this place. But the part that has me not wanting to go back is what I saw in my mirror as I was cutting through the forest path. I swear on my lucky domino, the memory of praxis that I watched several figures coming out of the water to watch me drive off, as well as maybe half a dozen exiting the cabin itself. They weren't moving quickly, just sort of shuffling. Some were in heavy wasteland gear, others in old world clothing, and they just walked up and stood there, watching me. I paused and looked back, and there they were. Just about a dozen of them, maybe more, standing in the fading light. I could even hear what sounded like a faint vocalization from them, like they were muttering some sort of chant. I tried to record it, but my equipment couldn't even pick up that audio from how far I was. And I sure as hell wasn't going to try and get closer. I seriously don't know. Maybe they were ferals, mutated or something by the radiation from the lake, or something else. I don't. All I know is I've never seen anything like that. Whatever it was, I'm sure as hell not going anywhere near there again. Hell, I'm not even staying another night in this cabin. I'm not too far out from a small outpost that seems to have some shelter I can stay in for the night, so I'm making tracks for that just as soon as I can gather my bearings. This has been Grimm Grinner, broadcasting on all available channels. See you in the wastes. Welcome to The Waste is a Wasteland podcast brought to you by Edward Grimm Grinner Hutchinson. Feel free to follow me on all social media. Make sure to subscribe so you can hear new episodes as they release. If you like what I do here and want to support the podcast by getting some cool merch, check out my Etsy store. For more information and all the links, check out linktree.com/welcome to the wastes. Thanks for listening.